Hey, everybody. Hope you're doing well today. My name is Yolanda Anderson. Welcome to another episode of Only Believe. I hope you're having a fantastic day. I'm here today just to share some wisdom that's been shared with me this morning, and I wanted to share it with everyone. So, lately, I can say lately, I've been doing a lot of research and care for myself, for health wise and wellness wise, about just health and wellness. And so I've been out doing digging and finding out what I can do personally to expand my lifespan, right? Extend my life. I want to live a long, healthy, prosperous life. So what is it that I can do? So I've been doing a lot of research. I've been doing a lot of studies with regards to just a lot of things that's been going on in with our food, with our water, and all those things. And so there's a lot of research out there that talks about plastics and microplastics and in our body and how that affects us and so on and so forth. So not only have I been doing those studies of what can I do better, but it's like how can I detox? Thus the title of this is detox, or is it time to detox? So with that, I found that there are many things out there, many African adages, old things that they've done to detox yourself. And so there's herbs, bitter herbs that you can take. And I'm not advocating for anything. I'm just letting you know what I've done recently, right? And so I've looked into some things, hadn't really started anything, but also making sure that what I'm eating, that I'm getting enough fruits and vegetables to help to cleanse. But there's also in my studies and research is there's opportunities for us to have different kinds of things still in our bodies, thus we're not able to flush. They talk about parasites, they talk about all types of things that may be lingering within our guts that is hindering us from getting the outcomes that we desire a lot of times. And so, they offer things that you can take, things to drink, all kinds of things, right, for us to detox. So I'm going somewhere with this. So this morning, and I've been doing a lot of study in that lately, like I said, because I'm expecting to live a long life, and I want to do the things that I have to do. So this morning, I was awakened from a dream. It was in it. I can't even say that it was a dream. It was more so like a vision, or a just an insight, really. That's something, and it was about a friend that I have not spoken to for sometimes we kind of talk off and on. Again, I talk to my friends, well, people that I've associated with, let me say it that way. And so we hadn't talked in a while, and so I woke up from this dream, this vision, whatever, and I felt like the urgency to get in contact with them. Now, I hadn't spoken to them for a while because this is a male, and they've gone on with their lives, and they've done different things, like they've pursued relationship, and I'm not going to be, we're friends, and so I don't want to be a hindrance or anything in that, nothing. So I just kind of just avoid any external or extra communications with them, because I don't want my good to be evil spoken of, right? And I don't want, even in that, anything built up in me that would cause me to have any kind of feelings that shouldn't be. So you keep your communications on a regular, how you need to do that. But this morning I woke up and I was like, I really felt the urgency to get in contact with them. Nothing wrong with that, but I've been avoiding it because I knew that I did not want certain things to kick off. And so with that, I just had a conversation with the Lord. But what He had to show me at that point, what the Lord is so great, I'm so grateful for Him. But what He's great at is teaching us. If you and I am a full-fledged, bona fide witness. If you go to God and ask Him to help you with anything, He will give you wisdom. He will show you how to deal with it. He is a loving Father and a loving God like that, and I am a witness that He will do it. And so I said to Him, I said, okay, God, I don't want to get involved in this. I don't want to, I had started in full transparency, started having some feelings, but I had to back off because it was like, no, this is my friend, blah, blah, blah. So anyway, the Lord dealt with me. And He started showing me and took me to First Corinthians chapter 13. And I want to pull that up and read that to you because it really blessed me this morning. And what he showed me in that verse was that we as, and I consider myself as a Christian, right? And so I am a believer, and I am a follower of Jesus Christ. And so I purpose to do what he does in the earth, right? And so when he took me to this, he and I want to read it, and it's a familiar verse to a lot of people because it's the verse that speaks on love, right? So let's talk. Let's read it. I'm just going to read it. It's 1 Corinthians chapter 13. It says, "If I speak in the tongues of men or of angels, but do not have love, I am only a resounding gong or a clanging cymbal. If I have the gift of prophecy and can fathom all mysteries and all knowledge, and if I have faith that can move mountains, but do not have love, I am nothing. If I give all I possess to the poor and give over my body to hardship that I may boast, but do not have love, I gain nothing." Now I want to stop there. That's just verses 1 through 3. So we a lot of times Christians say, "Oh, we pride ourselves and boasting in doing all of these things like, oh, I can speak with tongues, or I have the gift of prophecy. I can prophesy to you. And if I got faith, I got great faith, and I'm a woman that I believe I have great faith, right? And so what the Lord helped me understand this morning is that we can put all of these things up ahead and boast in them, right? Even the verse says that we can boast in this. But even if we do this, we're a gong or resounding gong or a clanging cymbal. If we do this and we can move mountains, and we're nothing if we can move mountains with our faith and we don't have love, we're nothing, right? And if we give it all, like if we're the richest, and it's like, oh, I'm not like these rich people out here that's not doing for people, and I'm giving to the poor, and I'm blessed, and I'm this and this, and it makes us feel good, right? We don't necessarily, as Christians, we honestly don't do these things for the genuinely, on average, we don't do this to get a pat on the back or a compliment, or to say, it feels good, it makes us feel good. We have to be honest and be very transparent about things, right? And so it makes us feel good that God uses us, and we can do this and we can do this. But if we do not have love, it means absolutely nothing. Okay, Yolanda, so I love it. So what the Lord even further dealt with me about, and he brought it to me, it's just like, okay, so what is love? And that's verses 4 through 7, right? So we've heard this before, and it's okay to be reminded of it, and for those who've not heard it, to hear it and know that, hey, am I really walking in love? And so this is how he dealt with me. I'm just sharing this wisdom with you. Take it for what you do, what it's worth. May it bless you, may it grow you. But this is what it did for me. And so it says, verse 4 says, love is patient, love is kind. Love does not envy. It does not boast. It is not proud. It does not dishonor others. It is not self seeking. It is not easily angered. It keeps no record of wrongs. And that's where he stopped me, right? I'll keep going. Love does not delight in evil, but rejoices with the truth. It always protects, always trusts, always hopes, always preserves. I will stop there because verse 8 at the beginning says, love never fails. You can finish it, read it for yourself. 1 Corinthians 13, read it for yourself, and may God bless you and give you what you need from it. But this is what he gave me. And so, like, I love to think about Philippians 4 and 8. Philippians 4 and 8, we've heard before, and I've shared before. It tells us what to think on, right? And if all of the things in Philippians 4 and 8 aren't what your thoughts align with, then you should cast them down. Well, this is what the Lord helped me to see with this verses 4 through 8. If your love does not line up with all these character traits that I've listed to you in the word, verses 4 through 7, are we really walking in love? So I go back to my original statements of talking about detox. So what he had to show me with this friend, because I didn't want to call them, I didn't want to get involved in, this and this, and we've been, like I said, we've been friends for years, and we talk on and off, and it is a male, and we've been friends. Just saying it, we there had been some wrong, right? On And I had been wronged, and I felt like I had been wrong. Now I knew in my heart that I forgave this person. I let it go. It wasn't lingering. It is what it is. God, let it go. And I did that, right? And we do that a lot of times when we say that we forgive people as Christians, as believers, as people, right? When you say you forgive, you forgive. But what if the Lord calls on you, like he did for me this morning, to check in on this person? Does that thing that bothered you, does that thing that hurt you, does that wrong come up again in your spirit? Then are we truly operating in the love of God, right? So the Lord dealt with me. It's just like, if you let that wrong that you allowed, that keeps no record of the wrong, that's what love does. If you say you love me, not even love this person, if you say you love me, can I call on you to do what I need for you to do? And that is to check in, pray, check and make sure everything's okay, this, that, and the other. All of that I'm saying is going back to detox. Have we, and this is where the Lord dealt with me, and I'm doing research not on not only on what I can do physically to increase my lifespan, but also I've been doing soul searching, right? I'm as believers, I teach on and I talk about, and it's been said that we have a spirit. We are spirit beings. We possess a soul and we live in a body. So I've been working on my physical, my body aspect. I've also been working on my soul and talking to the Lord and helping me to divide and realizing how much we truly do operate in a soulish realm, not intentionally, but because we've been in this society, in this world for so long, and in a way so long, it takes work to build your spirit and be stronger in your spirit and weaken your soul. And so where the Lord dealt with me is that we also, not even being concerned about just detoxing your flesh, we have to detox our souls. We have to take the power, the parasitic things that try to grow up in us from our soul, where the enemy has infiltrated thoughts in our minds, where he's given us imaginations and making us think a certain way, where he's put things in us that help us to see things in a not so positive way. We've got to go in and do a spiritual detox of our soul. We've got to go in, take First Corinthians chapter 13 verses 4 through 8, and really do a heart check and say, God, am I forgiving or am I loving like you love? But that's been my prayer. Help me to be more like you. I want to be more like Christ. And so in that, he dealt with me this morning for a couple hours after reading this, just showing me where we as believers, we as Christians, we as people have to focus on our soul, not just our physical being, and detoxing and building our health that way, but making sure we're doing a soul check and making sure that we're detoxing from the parasitic, from the parasites that the enemy has inlaid in us indirectly and subtly. And that's why I hate that joker. I hate him, and I got permission to hate him because he is a liar and he is subtle and deceptive. And so he will try to put things in us that will try to grow and live in us and be there underlying. We're good Christian people on average. I believe that with all my heart. I believe that we want to do what's right and pleasing in God's sight. But if we don't do a detox, not only of our flesh, not only of our intestines and our gut, but in our digestive system, but we've also got to do a soul detox. I just wanted to come out and give that wisdom to you. I'll be doing some more study and I'll come back and share some more with you. But it is important, and God showed me that it is important not only that we take care of this physical being so that we can live long, but it is a part of our soul. It is a part of our soul that helps us in our existence, because what we think, we talked about this earlier. As a man thinketh, so is he. if we don't detox the way that we love in those things, again, we got to be patient. We got to be kind. We can't envy. We can't boast. Not be proud. Not dishonor others. Not be self seeking. Me. Not be easily angered. Not keep records of wrongs, you guys. Not delight in evil. Not always. We are to always protect. We're always to rejoice in the truth. We're always to trust. Always to trust. That takes God. We've got to do that. And the way that we detox our soul is putting in and meditating in the scriptures. That's my time for today. I wanted to share that. I hope you enjoyed it. I hope it blesses you. I hope that it is enlightening for you as it has been for me. And remember, we are in this journey together. We are believers. And what do? We only believe. God bless you. Have an amazing rest of your day. This is Wednesday. Enjoy the rest of the week, and we'll be here on Friday for Faith Filled Fridays. I love you. God bless you. Have a great day.